Howdy mates, how are we doing today? Good afternoon. Here's a part 3 video. So I'm just out chilling at a spot right now. And while I went swimming, I found a couple of these specimens. You know, one thing I do wish that I had with me were my goggles. But the thing is though, the water is slightly murky right now. It's just because there is a volume of algae. That's what really causes that murkiness. And a little bit of that saltation, too, of other sediments. But, yeah. So here's actually a bit of a view right now. Yeah, we're actually we're kind of at a spot called the Horse and Chase Point of Caspersen Beach. So, as you can see, the water actually looks relatively calm today. That's just given the fact that the wind instead is coming from the east as opposed to the west. So actually a lot more of the waves are happening right now in the bay, which is actually just past this foliage. But yeah, I just brought up my kayak and because I wanted it to be nearby, that way I could see it. And actually, just a little bit ago, I had a hammock set up between these two cabbage palms. I gotta say, mate, felt rather like a beach bum today, so it was awesome. But going back on the subject of what I found, so we're gonna start off with this one right here. This was actually something I sort of mentioned in my first video. This is an Eastern Oyster. Now, Eastern Oyster is usually found in brackish water, so it is a mystery as to how it made it into the ocean. Who knows? I bet this Eastern Oyster has quite a story to tell. But with that being said, since they are usually found in brackish waters, they'll usually establish among red mangrove prop roots, because that's sort of like a base for them. Now, what's neat about Eastern oysters is they are in fact a bivalve, so that means there's another shell cover that's exactly like this one, that is perfectly symmetrical. Quite amazing how nature works when it comes to symmetry. Now, oysters are also known to be filter feeders as well. So think of it this way, you know, with what I've shown before as one of Captain Planet's products, the artificial mini reefs, it actually, in a sense, imitates more of that mangrove prop root system. And I say that because a lot of the similar tunicates and other various filter feeders are what you would also find on your mangroves. Yeah, that's a piece on the Eastern Oyster, and they are found basically throughout the Gulf and Atlantic coast of Florida. Alrighty, so next we've got something called the Calico Clam. This is also another type of bivalve, so that means it has another symmetrical shell that matches this one, but it's for the other side of its body. Now, with that being said, it's called a Calico Clam given the fact that you can see along its shell here that there are quite a bit of splotches or smudge marks. Now, in terms of why that's there, I am not really sure. Maybe it's just a way to add beauty to itself, for all I know. But the Calico Clam you'll oftentimes find most likely on the Gulf side. I don't think they seem as prevalent on the Atlantic. But usually what they do is they like to burrow in some of the shallow depths of the Gulf. So they kind of like to go into the sand a little bit. That way, any gastropods can't find it as easily. Because, like, for instance, from my video back on, what was it, Friday? Yeah, Friday. When I was talking a little bit about the lightning whelk. They actually have this ability to actually use their proboscis and slowly but surely prop open a bivalve. So in a sense, they kind of act like a, what would you call it? A crowbar. So usually the calico clams try to avoid such occurrences. Okay, so last but not least, wasn't really able to find specifically what this was, but this is actually a type of scallop. And what I found so attractive about it was the fact that, you know, it has those colors of red and pink. And the reason I know that it is a scallop is that it's also another type of bivalve. And it looks like on this one they kind of tore off, but usually a scallop has these two little features at the bottom of its shell. And what's neat about scallops too is you can basically find them in a bay or even the ocean. So they're actually quite versatile. And what's neat about scallops too is when they swim, they kind of swim in like a type of pattern. And they're actually essential too for our ecosystem down here, because they like to feed on any algae or any detritus, which is just a fancy word for saying suspended sediments or dirt particles that may have nutrients. So you could say that today focuses more on filter feeding bivalves. Yeah. FFB. How about that? But without these guys, our waters would be even more contaminated. And much of our water that we drink down here, a lot of it comes from, for instance, a bay, which of course goes through more advanced filtering. But the point is, without them, the water could possibly have even more dirt in it, more contamination. We have to thank these fellow homies right here. So, alright, you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, it's just been a wonderful day. Grateful for it. You know, I'm just grateful I'm able to do these kind of things. And as I made a post back on, what was it, Friday? Yeah, when I was actually helping to volunteer and lead a tour. It was the seagrass wading trip. Just saying, mates, you know, if any of you are interested in having a tour with me, just send a message to my page. You know, those pictures, I just wanted to show that, you know, I can indeed offer tours as well. Even though I do a lot of videos on my own, doesn't mean that I don't like doing tours. So, alright, you guys, take care, enjoy your Sunday, and learning on a journey. It's outwards. Take care, folks. See ya.